Oh, we're live. This week's Weekly Roundup, we have 3 printer stuff, sensor stuff, audio stuff, radio stuff, and stuff.
Hey, your hat.
What?
Put your hat on.
Oh, hat. Okay, sorry. Kickstarter is a bit quiet, but there's a robot.
The IMUtion is a small module with onboard Bluetooth, ARM M4F MCU, 16MB flash, and a 9DOF IMU. The development platform also contains Wi-Fi, LCD, and extra battery pack. It's yet another wireless motion sensor module that's reasonably priced. This analog acoustic kit is similar to the Makey, but instead has a 4-input mixer for microphones, motors, and piezo's. It also has an AM/FM radio input, envelope follower, and low-frequency oscillator. Oh, good grief, Bobbie is back again. Look at that. Okay, moving on. If you have a Rhino printer and suffer from filament jams, then this might interest you. The Rhino Smart will detect filament jams and pause the print job for you. It's been through a number of revisions, so it looks like a solid product. The next D1 promises to be a high-end, multi-material liquid inkjet 3D printer that can even print PCBs. The claim is that you can print up to 6 different materials at the same time and has a great water-soluble support material. It can print down to 10 micron accuracy at 8-inch cubed print bed. Has touch control and Wi-Fi connectivity. If you have a spare $4,000, then check this out. The other end of the spectrum, there's the Union StrongArm, which is a regular 3D printer capable of printing large volume objects in a variety of materials, with a layer resolution of 40 to 350 microns.
And a couple of Kickstarters have found their way onto IndieGoGo.
The Airblock was in one of my previous roundups, which is a modular drone with components magnetically held together. And iResistors, which creates common SMD resistor, capacitor and LEDs into a breadboard-friendly format. PocketLab is yet another wireless sensor, but this one seems to have everything in it. There's 2 models, one with rangefinder, 9DOF IMU, altitude, temperature, humidity, barometer and lux sensor, and the other includes esoteric things like dew point and heat index. Both are accessible via Bluetooth. Tsubasa, is that how you say it? Is interesting. It's a small fixed wing drone weighing only 250 grams. Why is this important? If you live in Italy and several other countries, there's a weight limit. Anything under 300 grams has relaxed regulations. Comes with solar panels giving you 15 minutes of airtime and contains 2.4 GHz radio, LiPos, GPS, ADA pilot board and mounts for a camera. This one I included because a lot of my subscribers ask me about cheap fanless PCs with router capability. Well, here it is. Contains an Intel J1900 quad-core CPU, Wi-Fi, 4G SIM, HDMI, mSATA and also SATA, and 4 gigabit ports. Supports up to 8GB DDR3 RAM and runs pretty much all the variants of Linux. Another one that isn't really a maker product. The RetroEngine Sigma is similar to the previous one, but designed for retro arcade and console gaming. Heck, it even looks like an 80s console. It runs the quad-core Allwinner H3, 512MB RAM, 2 USB, SD slot, Wi-Fi and HDMI. Basically everything you need to get back into retro gaming. The Arduino MKRZero is here. Hey, another product called the Zero. What is it with that word that is so popular? It's very similar to AdaFruit Cesar, actually very similar, but runs a Atmel SAM D21 MCU, LiPo battery support, RTC, and a swag of GPIOs that are not 5V tolerant.
Well, there's only really a couple of things on Tindy.
Over at Tindy, there's the X8266, which is a small node MCU board that is designed to be stackable. Comes with a number of add-ons like a battery shield, and sensors and displays. The eDOT core is an Atmega 328 based board that contains a battery-backed RTC. It's classic through-hole construction, but not that many boards have onboard RTC. Over at Seed, they have some Grove-based LoRa modules, which uses the RFM98 radio, containing an Atmega 168. This one transmits at 433 MHz, and there's also an 868 MHz version as well. AdaFruit have their Rainbow Hat for Android things, which contains capacitive touch, temperature and pressure sensors, piezos and LEDs. If you want to add some control mechanisms to your project, then this is pretty good. Nice! AdaFruit also have an audio player called the Music Maker FeatherWing, which runs a VS1053B codec chip, which can handle pretty much any audio format you can throw at it. Has SD slot and stereo audio out. The flip pin is a great idea. I'm surprised no one has thought of it before. It's essentially a row of inverted pins that turns any breakout board into a standard IC package. Much lower profile than using header pins, and comes in a plastic holder so you can solder those little buggers in without them going everywhere. SparkFun have a cheap GPS shield that also allows you to slot in a GP735 GPS module. It also includes an onboard SD slot, and also a credit card sized LilyPad starter kit that contains a LilyMini and a few sensors to get you started in e-textiles. Now, if you're really serious about your analog sensors, then this analog coprocessor board contains a PSoC signal processing engine and a flexible analog front end. The intent is to give you a reliable platform in the cases where accuracy is critical.
Meanwhile, in China, there's
a cheap way of adding some remote control to your home, a 15-channel relay that doesn't have any specs on the switching voltage, but is controlled by ASC radio module, like this one. Then there's a cheap GPS module supporting the NMEA 0188 protocol running off 5 to 9 volts. And this one I originally thought was just a plain old ESP8266 module, which really it is, but it's designed to be attached to this, which is a shortwave telegraph transceiver. Holy cow, this is really cool. All you need is a 40-meter antenna and you can transmit up to several hundred miles. Tempting. If you missed the boat with all the ESP32 modules, you can now pick up an ESP32 clone from Analog Lamb. Yep, that's right, we already have ESP32 clones around now, which is based off the Espressif module, but no idea how good it is. Elecro seem to be into LEDs, and IC Station are into OLEDs, and also waterproof LEDs.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for this weekend's tutorial on how to build a live streaming Christmas tree game using 300 LEDs. Wow,